Good afternoon to wherever you are watching this from. We have the South Australian Volleyball League Finals. First up with our broadcast, we have the League Women. We've got South Adelaide Panthers versus USC Lion. I am Max Gura and I am joined by Renee Vanderhoek. Welcome.
Hi everyone, it's been an amazing season thus far. We're looking forward to this grand final match. USC having another go at the grand final, falling a little short last year, and South the first final in a while.
Yeah, they were doing some interviews in the lead up to this week, and we heard that it's been 19 years since the last South Adelaide premiership. So they've been waiting a little bit, and this could be their year. They've got 4 Adelaide Storm squad players in the lineup that we have today.
On top of that, they've got a lot of experience in that team. There are a lot of girls in this league squad for South that have played year in, year out for the better part of the last decade. On the flip side of that, we've got the USC team, a very young team, some very experienced and some very new players as well. I think they've done an incredible job this year to gel and make it together to this point, but it'll be the fight of the experienced and the newcomers for sure.
And we'll congratulate our referees on their appointments for this game. First referee, we have Stephen Long. Second referee, Jack Montgomery. And our scorer today is Kathy Kelly, as the teams have been called to come onto the court. Looks like for South Adelaide, we have Jessica Smale, Vicky Wright, Sarah Gould, Kate Woodbridge, Elkie Jarvis, and Libero Chloe Jarvis as well.
For USC here, we've got Rebecca Reeve, Ava Gabrut, we've got Kai O'Neill, Tunisia Sipa-Bagord, Jasmine Strunland, and we're looking at first serve.
And not how you'd want to start off the match for USC with that serve from Kai O'Neill going into the net.
A great save there from Hayley.
What a second point of the match. Some great defensive efforts there. Unfortunately let down by that hit into the net, but this potentially is what we're going to have in store for the whole game. Some very long, defensive-minded points.
That really is a Betcreeve special, that one. Gets right out of court and goes for those sharp angles. South are incredibly good at picking them up.
And already starting to see that USC are wanting to use Betcreeve a fair bit in that front court. Just a great swing there by Sarah Gould off of the block and into the antenna. Taking Kate Woodbridge back to serve now.
The score's up there.
Yep.
Is flipped? Is that right?
Yes, because the ref is on that side watching this way. Yes.
Unfortunate with that little touch off the net, just getting out of reach there. As we said already, these points are going to go for a while now. Both teams very good defensively, as we see both of the hitters from either team just trying to find their feet a little.
Great pass. Sarah Gould works very well in position 2 there. Big lefty, can go for sharp angles. Great hitting cross there.
Big block there by Vicky Wright, just stopping Beck Reeve there. And that's what we're going to need to see from South Adelaide. If they want to take out this victory, they're going to need to stop some of those big hitters from USC. See just a little bit of hesitation there from Stephen, just waiting on those line refs just to confirm that call for him. Very tight call, and in the end, going the way of South Adelaide. That serve then just going back into the net. Scores are tied.
A great pass from Chloe Jarvis. Chloe is in the squad for the Storm this year and will probably make a great appearance in the libero position. Just on the net there from Jess. A great setter. She's really able to move the ball quickly out to the stick, but just got caught a bit tight there.
Almost there with that save. Could have been a dagger for USC if that dropped in, but just that miscommunication on the South Adelaide side, just gifting that point away in the end. And Elkie Jarvis with a very smart little tip over the top of that block there.
Scores are relatively tight here, but we're looking at a couple of key errors of both sides. Serving being a big point here.
And a few of these serves are going to like middle of the net as well. They're not even service errors that are putting the other team under a lot of pressure. We see another one, 2 in a row.
First set nerves, I hope, Max.
Otherwise, this might be a little bit of a long game.
Captain back to serve now.
as you talked about earlier, Renee, Beck, she does like going for those cross-court angles, and this time just going a little bit too wide with that one there.
Good scramble there.
Just potentially a little bit too much indecision early on. Was the setter going to get there? Was it not? And then in the end, just both having to lay out just to try to keep that ball alive.
Great line swing there from Sarah Gould.
And a great set from Chloe Jarvis, the libero, as well. Just to put that up with the amount of spin that is on that ball, then to bump set that. Great skill.
Big from Ava there. A really young player in this team, but she's holding her ground absolutely in this first set. Nice quick B there from Vicky Wright. They've got a great connection, Jess and Vicky. Looking forward to seeing how that can work with the others in the front court. Going for hands then, just missing them, Hayley.
It's a fine line to toe when you're trying to go for those blockers' hands, but you still want to be aggressive and make sure that if you do miss that block, you're still getting that ball into court.
Great pass. Now this is a great rotation for USC to stay in here. They've got Beck Reeve serving. You can see in the players' box there, we've got some heads of Beck Reeve as well. I spoke too soon, Max.
Well, once again, there's that service into that middle of the net. Beck really good at putting that team under pressure, but those serves, if they're going to go in error, we need to be seeing them go long.
Just some differences we're starting to see here. USC very consistently setting the ball a good metre off the net, making sure that they've got space and time to get out of court, hit those angles, hit past hands. Whereas they're a prime example of how we see South Adelaide play very tight to the net, very quick on the net. It makes the blocking position a lot more competitive, especially for USC, making sure we can get hands over. But both different styles, we'll see how they go. And an Elke Jarvis special there.
Those two different styles are starting to, see like, South Adelaide, they're really trying to make sure that those middles are still involved to, keep that middle blocker from USC, in that one spot, give their outside hitters a chance where USC are more than happy to lean back into those outside hitters. It doesn't matter if the middle's going to get there for a double block. They're backing in their hitters to get the job done.
just grabs that line as well. A great hit in the backcourt from Sarah Gould.
Gould just showing that deft touch as well. You could see the USC players thinking that she was going to probably go for a power swing, but just able to take off enough to drop it in. What a rally. Some great saves there. Unfortunately, just that last dig, just getting a little bit too tight to the net. As we see a timeout called for USC. Jack Payne seeing enough, wanting to make sure he can stem the flow of points currently going towards South Adelaide. Renee, what do you think that Jack will be trying to say to his team now, just to try to get them back into this game now?
Jack's a very calm and collected coach. He's someone that brings them in for a timeout now and is going to be asking them to relax, take some time. This first set is really about getting into the flow of things. So I think he'd be chatting to them about playing their volleyball, playing their pace, and making sure that we're not changing too much going into the South pace.
You see South Adelaide back onto the court very quick. They're wanting to make sure that they can keep up this speed of play. They've got that 2-point buffer now.
And 2 points is really all that's been in it so far. A point to Jack there.
We're really starting to rack up these middle of the net serves.
Yeah.
Just a great swing there by Elke Jarvis just to get that 2-point buffer back.
We're looking as well like we're splitting the rotations. We've got Jess, the setter, going back to serve. Well, we've got the setter in 4 for USC here. You've got to go for that. Absolutely. No doubt that Elke was always going to.
And a great block by USC. They know that South Adelaide are probably going to go after that block, and so nice, tidy form block.
A great get by South, but you can see those nerves on Kaya taking that throw. A little bit of an off-ball toss, making it over the net. And again, we've got our trusty, reliable captain for South here, Elke Jarvis, back to serve.
Some great defensive plays, keeping this ball alive. Great spot there by Danusia Sipa-Bourgeot, right in that angle for the middle hitter, Kate Woodbridge there, and unfortunately just got her hands all out of whack and ends up finishing that point. South have a 3-point lead now, 19-16. Great play there by USC line in the end. Put away by Mathilde Verrill. They could see Kate Woodbridge from South Adelaide, because of USC's tendency to keep throwing that ball out to those outside hitters, already was making a move. So great vision by a USC setter.
Great get there. These are going to be long points. You can see here with the setter in backcourt for South, we've got 3 great options in the front court. A lot of that USC pressure falling to Beck Reeve outside in 4. USC really need to be utilising their backcourt attack options in this instance. Kate Woodbridge back to serve for South. And just manages to find seam there from Hayley Newman.
We see his second timeout called there by Jack Payne. And that's looking like what the difference is currently between USC and South. South just seem to have maybe a little bit more confidence, a little bit more depth through their outside hitters. You know, we know that Sarah Gould, you know, they're going to want to lean on her, and we've seen it in those longer points. A lot of the time, she's the one who finishes it off. But as we saw just then, Hayley Newman, great swing, you know, cross-court, where in USC there's still, you know, the lion's share of the ball is going to Beck Reeve, and so we're going to need to start seeing a bit more of a spread for them to start coming back into it, I reckon.
Absolutely. I would happily buy tickets to the front row seat of the Sarah Gould versus Beck Reeve show here, but I think it is going to come down to the depth and what other options are there to support those 2 big hitters. South really have an opportunity to form that double block with the 2 front court options there, just missing the middle. Another great blocking combo there. Arguably South's tallest and shortest, combining there for a great outside block.
Nice little cheeky play there by Jasmine Strunland. Almost like she was, you know, tuned into the broadcast, hearing that, you know, there needs to be a little bit more diversity with where those sets are going. And, you know, we saw the set behind and then the cheeky little 2-ball over there.
This is a great matchup here for USC. Forcing the timeout. Taj calling the first timeout there for South.
You know, where South would probably just be saying, we just need to, you know, calm down. You know, we've still got that, you know, 2-point buffer, only 3 points away from taking away this first set. What do you think the US seed is going to be like over there, Renee?
I think they're getting into their flow. It's good to see those young players really coming through. Ava Gaborit is another one. Started the game serving and serving a fault, but has since made some great progress in confidence, swinging hard on blocks, blocking well herself. I'm really excited by her.
As we see the USC Lion mascot just showing a few moves. Unfortunately, didn't get the call up for the breakdancing over in Paris.
Kaya. Big outside swing there. Straight to back door. A good readjust from Haley on the other side with a bit of a set outside court, but South didn't have an answer for that one. We'd love to see a libero hit.
In the end, Vicky Wright just too good. Putting that ball away, edging South Adelaide closer to finishing off this first set. It's 23-21 with Hayley Newman back to serve.
South are fast with that ball. Pushing very quickly to the stick. USC are really struggling to make that double block and close that seam on that one.
The South Adelaide Panthers have set point 24-21. Couple in hand as well. USC save one set point. 22-24. Great swing off of the top of the block there by Kaya O'Neill.
Kaya really hitting power, hitting fire with fire on that one.
Just a great swing there by Vicky Wright just to finish off the first set, going 25-22 to South Adelaide. It's the first set in the books for this grand final. The season's been brought to you by Peligra, Mahindra and Freemasons of South Australia and Northern Territory, and also a thanks go out to Physio Extra, keeping the athletes going. Now going into this second set, Renee, what do USC have to change? Do they have to change much?
I'm not sure, Max. I mean, at the end of that first set, you wouldn't say that the momentum was completely with South. I think that was a great finish, and USC did really well with a great matchup there to claw some points back. I feel like getting rid of those service errors is going to be paramount to the team that takes this next set. I'd be really excited to see where they change their matchups, whether Jack Payne wants to start the setter in 4, the same as South did, to try and get both the setters in front court. Much of muchness at this point. Really keen to see this second set and hoping it's just as close.
Really was the story early on in that first set was just the amount of service errors, especially going into the middle of the net. If you're going to be making those service errors, you want to be making sure that they're going long and they're at least making that team have to think about if it's going to go in or not. And in the end, that kind of is what South Adelaide tied it up a little bit, made USC play, and then USC found it perhaps just a little bit too late in that set as well.
I'm also excited to see which team really pulls their middles in now. I think using those middles in out-of-system balls, not just in that first phase, it's going to be exciting to see who can hold the block, catch those one-on-ones outside, make some big hits.
And at the moment, it's been South Adelaide using those middles best. But we're going to have to see USC, they were starting to spread things out around a bit more. More hitters were starting to come into the game. It wasn't just relying on the one hitter, and they're going to need to continue to do that if they want to take this out now.
USC as well still have Rachel Reeve on the bench. Hasn't made a court appearance yet, but a really strong, dynamic player that really could fit in anywhere now.
And USC is a club, we can't discount that they know how to win. When Beck Reeve first came into the league team, they won 8 premierships in a row. The most successful club that there is on the women's side. So they
fantastic
know how to
statement.
win.
I'm also hoping to see an appearance from the South Adelaide Panther. We've got the USC Lion here. We saw the Panther last week at the divisional finals. I'm really excited to see, maybe we'll get the breakdancing back on.
Just the two big cats are going at it. Just centre court, I reckon.
They must be listening, Max.
Just wanting to start it off with a bit of anticlimactic serve into the net again.
I was about to say, South have a really, really strong lineup looking here. Yeah.
It's a great swing there by Sarah Gould. Just turning line off of the block there. Absolutely no chance that USC have to get that ball back up.
Great up there. And that's where that pace of South is really outdoing USC at the moment. Great rally there from both parties.
The defense is just so good that it's getting their setters into great position, so they're not having to rush to try and save a ball. They're settled underneath and then are able to use that speed to their outside hitters.
Got the setter out. Chloe Jarvis is not making this easy for Sarah Gould by any stretch, but Sarah's just finished her second. And USC just regrouping now.
But completely agree with Chloe Jarvis there. Just pointing to the head. Great thinking by Sarah Gould, just with the soft touch.
Well done. An unlikely winner there from Ava. You see that was the third point in a row that USC managed to take the setter out and force the libero to put up the attack.
And you can see why they might want to do it when their setter gets that ball and is able to put it out to Sarah Gould. She's killing that ball at a very nice rate.
Sarah is absolutely not to be underestimated in this grand final. She's going to be taking that power deep into this game.
There we go. Beck Reeve now coming back into it with a great swing off the top of the block. While we need to see that diversity on the USC attack, Beck Reeve does need to come in and compete and go almost step for step with Sarah Gould.
Unlucky from Kaya and Shanti there. I really want to see Shanti make her way through the middle now. A confident swing there from Ava.
And that's what we need from USC. Even when those sets are just a bit off the net, we know how good South are defensively. They have already shown it. So USC need to be putting them under as much pressure as possible.
A little confusion. Lucky for USC, very unlucky there for Sarah Gould, who could see that set well before Jess had it in her hands.
Great swing there by Kai O'Neill. Beck Reeve having to step in to take that set and just a little bit off, but great aggression there from Kaya, just going off the hands of that double block. Maybe have to add that into the service routine. Initially just losing control of the ball right as referee had called for the serve, and so it was the quick rush into the corner to make sure that she could get that ball away. It ends up being an absolute dart down the sideline. Just another great swing there from Kai O'Neill, going deep this time down the line, forcing a very early timeout for South Adelaide now.
I love that space that they give Kaya in the front. She's a great hitter. I'm keen to see some more angles from her, but gets a lot of power, gets up very high. Max, what do you feel South Adelaide will be focusing on after this timeout?
Well, they know that, they've obviously already got that first set in the bag, so they're released from just a little bit of pressure, but they're going to need to make sure that they can bridge this gap early. They don't want to leave it too late into the set, because they know that once USC can get near that end of the set, they'll smell that they're going to tie up that game, and so they need to claw it back now, win a couple early points, and then they know they can go point for point and they can push it out now. Stephen Long just adjudicating that ball from Hayley Newman there. Was tipped into the net, did not collect any part of the block, hence the 2 touches. Huge swing from Beck Reeve from the backcourt, finding an unlikely angle.
Great to see Jasmine use a lot of those options in that long rally. South have a lot of that dynamic hitting in the backcourt. Very happy to see USC rise to that challenge. And just Long there, a great service run.
A little bit longer than South Adelaide would have liked to finish that flow of points, but now they're going to need to go back and get some defensive ones of their own.
Ball from Jack Montgomery there, a net touch by the blocker. Great pass there from Noosh as well.
Fantastic set there, but unfortunately, just that swing from Kai O'Neill, just trying to go too much line and going wide.
Well done in the middle there.
Matilde Verrill getting that little paintbrush ball over the top of the block. And as we were asking for in that first set, seeing a lot more options on the USC side. And, you know, that's why we're potentially seeing this 12-7 gap already early on.
And just long there from Kaya. And we're back to our starting rotations now.
And when she needed to, Beck Reeve, great step in and just powerful down through the middle of the court. Over the top of the block as well.
I really feel like Beck Reeve has been such a mentor to so many young girls on this team. It's fantastic seeing her bring this team up to strength again. And we know South are good when the ball is tight on the net. That one just being a little too good for USC.
Always tough when you have the setter going up against a middle. You know, trying for that ball here as we see a substitution. Got Hayley Newman exiting the court with Ella Salivic coming on. Just a little bit too much asked of Beck Reeve that time. Set 3 meters off the net.
We'll soon see if Ella's come on as a blocking sub there, with Beck Reeve hitting very well outside. Great up there from Ava. Set her out.
Almost lost it there for South, and USC can't put it away. And Ella Salivic against the double block, including Beck Reeve, gets it done with just the slight off pace.
A great first touch of the ball in this grand final.
You can see what South were doing, trying to keep getting that ball to Sarah Gould, keeping her away from Beck Reeve, and then the one time it goes towards her side, Ella gets it done.
South had that really high free ball there to reset and run their pace. Just unable to get it done with Kate Woodbridge in the middle. Good finish there from USC.
Fortunately, too much to ask of Jasmine Strumlin to get to that ball there, having to run full width of the court.
These long rallies, those setters are going to clock up a couple of Ks on court today.
Kate Woodbridge back to serve.
Great set, great finish. USC have got a couple of answers here.
It's very interesting to see the difference in tactic as well. Sometimes you'll see, coaches ask their best player to match up on the other teams where, we're seeing South and USC are keeping their best hitters away from each other. Just a great swing there by Sarah Gould. Just that block not quite getting there, forming up and just finding that seam through the middle of it.
And well done there from Chloe Jarvis. Really read that setter jump like a book.
Just gifting South Adelaide that point potentially there. Just a little bit too easy, a bit too far off the net, I reckon, to be playing that sort of ball there.
Good solo block outside. You don't see that often from Chloe Jarvis. Sorry, Elkie Jarvis.
Now, referees put up the 2 fingers for a double, but there may have been 3 or 4 touches through that. Wasn't the prettiest of sets.
A clean player, so I'm happy to let that go.
Just a couple of errors in a row there from South Adelaide. Just giving that lead back to USC again. Stretched back out to 17-14. Great cover there by Jasmine. In the end, the deep swing from Sarah Gould, too much. Valiant effort from Jasmine trying to keep that ball alive, though.
USC putting up a double block there against Sarah Gould in the backcourt. I feel like we're seeing USC give it a little bit more height, slowing down that pace. Potentially a lucky one to go USC's way there.
Some people in the crowd just asking the question.
No harm in asking the question, Max.
But going the way of USC, 18-15.
A good one-on-one matchup to finish it there for USC.
And something we haven't seen from USC a lot is going and using those middles. So Mathilde getting that ball in those longer rallies. They got the pass up there so they could actually access her, and she got it done.
That is an aggressive block there from Vicky Wright. Cementing herself in that matchup against Mathilde. And goes back to serve for South. 3 points in it here. I was just about to comment as well, Max, that we really haven't seen that many service errors thus far.
So it appears even thinking of something gets the commentator's curse going. Guess it's a good thing there's not usually a whole lot rolling around inside my head. Can't put the Mickey on anyone.
That is a great shot from Elkie.
So South Adelaide running out of a bit of time here if they're going to want to make this push.
We need a little serving run here.
That one's going too long from Jessica Smale.
Curse continues.
Mathilde is back to serve now. 21-17 for USC Lion, looking to tie things up and take this second set.
I think Sarah Gould was really lucky to get that touch on the block there. Made difficult. South coming in for a regroup. Needing to take their time with the ball here. USC to bring up a 5-point advantage. That is a tough shot that Elkie Jarvis makes look easy. Hitting over her left shoulder. Cross deep into one.
Sometimes that set, when it drops in a lot closer than you think, actually ends up being an advantage for you, because if the blockers are trying to get all the way out to the stick, all of a sudden there's a nice open lane for you to hit into.
And a very well-timed ace there for South Adelaide. Not that the coach has ever planned this, Max, but I would personally be very happy seeing Elkie Jarvis go up to serve for me at this point in the game, as we see Jack Payne call the timeout for USC.
Potentially that's why we've seen that timeout called, knowing that we've got Elkie back to serve. Just wanted to make her think about it a little bit longer. You know, we've already seen in the first set he copped the little coach's point from the timeout, maybe hoping for a well-timed one here as well. On the USC side, not too much they have to change. Just keep it going, keep that pressure on. And for South Adelaide, you know, right near the end of the second set, they need to pull a couple more defensive efforts. And if they were to get that going, it's going to be potentially a little bit demoralising for the USC if they let it go from here.
South are set up early here, but USC are going into this very confident. Let's watch this float serve drop now. And the curse dropping a little early.
You can see there's the pointing from the USC bench, all acknowledging their coach. That's 2 points there now. You can credit to Jack Payne. Just that swing from Beck Reeve going wide, thinking that she collected the block.
Stephen Long very confident on that call, and his pole position for that viewing. Great serve. A good option there from Beck Reeve. The obvious option from the set, and just taking the pace off.
So you could just see Jack Payne just giving a little bit of instruction to Beck Reeve there.
And the Beck Reeve signs come out in the players' box. And that's how you do it.
Gets it done. Beck Reeve with the ace to finish it off. 25-20 to USC. So we are all tied up going into this third set now. It's been hard to split the two teams. You know, just seemingly at the end of each set, it's just, you know, who's got that confidence to keep on going, as we see the Pink Panther on the side there. But who's got the confidence to, you know, back themselves in, go for that hard float serve, and, you know, who's potentially just got that little bit of grand final nerves. You know, see, you know, both in the first set, USC, and then in the second with South, just a few more errors creeping into their game as we go on.
South are missing a staple today. Simone Schubert has been a huge part of this team for a number of years now. As we know, Simone's been over in Paris with her family, watching her brother Zach play in the beach in the Olympics. Max, your old partner.
I know, I think it was 3 of the 4 guys that were over there I had played within, you know, played as their teammate within like the last 3 years. So
a rite of passage, some would say, to the Olympics.
Yeah.
Playing with Max Guerra.
Did something wrong, obviously. No, a massive achievement to all of the Australians over at the Olympics, the two boys teams with their debuts, and then with Talika and Maria Fay unfortunately going down in that bronze medal match this morning, collecting a fourth, but a huge effort after a pretty tough couple years for them, hampered by injury.
Zach, although he had a very short stint at indoor through high school and then his early years here in Adelaide, did play for South Adelaide. And I actually didn't know this before the Olympics, but every Olympian gets to give out some vouchers and grants on behalf of them to grassroots sport, and had given 2 vouchers from the Fresh Food People partner Woolworths to the South Adelaide Volleyball Club, which I'm hoping to see some great delicacies and snacks coming into the 2025 season out at Ranella.
Potentially you're going to have to use that to, because I know previously when Zach was playing, it was Subway was his payment,
of course,
to bring him in, so, can be bought with food. As Stephen Long blows the whistle to bring both teams back out for the third set here. We're tied at 1-1. South taking that first set, and USC switching things around to take off the second. Both pretty close in scores with 25-22 in the first and then 25-20. Not a huge amount to separate the two teams.
We can already see this setter matchup a little bit clearer here. South starting in 1 and USC in 2. No major changes to the lineup that I can see at the moment, Max.
This third set here is potentially we're going to see maybe a little bit more of a switch up, with the teams bringing on their substitutions, bringing some fresh legs. That's the first serve that we've seen to start off a set go in.
Well done from Beck Reeve there. And I'll add to that as well, an interesting start with the middle serving.
Sometimes you just want to start things off a little bit different.
It's worked. The curse continues.
It lasted 1 point, and then the serve from Mathilde there just going into the head of the teammate. Just some quick apologies there.
Yeah, we really should stop talking about serving, I feel.
Say Elkie Jarvis with a great serve. Nailed it.
Very risky move there, but pays off for Elkie. South have done very well serving away from the libero so far in this game.
Potentially because they'd stayed away from libero, maybe just trying her out, seeing if Danusha's awake. Of course, Danusha being the other libero, along with Chloe Jarvis for the Adelaide Storm women. So it makes sense as to why they might want to avoid her.
Unlucky there from Chloe. Just the ball hitting the roof there.
Hard off the arms of Jarvis, and picking out the only camera dropping down from the ceiling.
Hayley doing very well with the space there.
Just a great little turn down the line, catching the block.
Great save there. Time to reset.
Good save there by Hayley Newman.
Just really making that pass look easy. And Elke, unfortunately, just missing that outside line. Beck Reeve back to serve here for USC.
Couple great plays there by Chloe Jarvis, keeping that ball alive, and in the end, just that hit, just taking a little bit of a lick off the net there from Beck Reeve, just slowed it down and found a nice little open patch in the middle of the court. USC have a 5-3 lead now.
It could be early days, but I'm just feeling the momentum going USC's way at the moment.
I think that ball dropping all net there. But as a blocker, you want to add that as it's a blocking pressure act. Force the error. Then follows it up with a nice cheeky little ace off the top of the net, forcing a timeout now for South Adelaide, called by Taj Patterson. Wanting to just talk things over with his team. USC out to a quick little 4-point lead here, 7-3 in this third set.
South have a lot of players here yet to enter the court. I'm looking forward to seeing how they can use them.
Potentially not too much for them to lose as well, being so early on in this third set. They can afford to, try things out a little bit, and if they work out, obviously great, and if it doesn't, then potentially at least just gives a couple of those players a little bit of time to reset, have a little bit of a break, and come back out.
Absolutely. If this is their starting six, we really want to make sure that they're ready to play 5 sets.
But great to see is South still coming out quick. They're first to the court every time. Doesn't matter if they're leading or if they're trailing, they're still getting out nice and early. So we're just waiting here. Looks like Danusia is just potentially getting maybe a little bit of a band-aid, just bleeding, and so that's why we've got this delay.
The unfortunate role of a libero is to throw themselves around on the court. And a little bit of leniency does not go astray. Luckily, no time delay there for USC as Beck Reeve goes back to serve.
Not the most emphatic put away with the overpass there, but the point does go USC's way in the end. None of the 3 South players could get enough of a touch on it. Beck Reeve still back there, putting some great pressure on her serve. Great swing. Finishing off that point, Ava Gaborit killing it emphatically.
And now seeing Ella Burke enter the court for Hayley Newman. Ella's played with this team throughout the season, but also been a key star in that reserves team who took the gold medal this morning, winning best on court. And doing what she does best. Similar to Sarah Gould, hits with a lot of topspin. Has a great history in beach there and just goes for those key angles.
It's exactly what Coach Taj Patterson would be wanting there, making a substitution, working with immediate effect.
That is not what you want, though. A key point in this game.
USC have a tidy lead here. What happens sometimes when you have that libero, off the court, just that little bit of confusion, indecision, and what really could have been a rather easy play to keep up ends up being almost a bit of a campfire ball.
Oh, a bit of an off-ball toss there from Ella Burke, but manages to keep it in. This is something new for the USC team to look at. A high toppy. Let's see how they react. With ease. And Kaya just not able to transition out of court to get the angle on that one.
It's been a great move here by South Adelaide so far. Bringing Ella Bork onto the court now. And she says into the net, unfortunately, and there's my commentator's curse. But she did bridge that gap there by a couple of points. USC still with the lead, 11-7.
Great effort there from Ella, and support by the libero Chloe.
It's a service error into the net there, but difference is that one just coming off the tape, so at least there's a bit more of a chance that can trickle over and score an easy point. But a nice hard aggressive serve, but still going the way of South Adelaide. Kai O'Neill just going back to her high, hard swing off the top of the block. She goes back to serve as well.
Kate did not have a lot to do with that. It was a bit flat and short, but manages to find some space. South put themselves back in the comfort zone with Jess back to serve.
Great effort there by Ella Bork. First hits the ground, trying to get that first hit as well, and then just losing vision a little bit. Lost the ball for that second, and unfortunately ends up missing the play on the ball. But a great swing from USC.
And very rough by the broadcaster to show that again.
Nice free point there for South Adelaide. That swing just going long, missing hands.
They're making a lot of ground here, and I like that when the ball isn't perfect, they're putting that ball deep. USC's just struggling to get a nice high pass on those balls into the setter. Great chase there from Elke Jarvis, and a great rally.
You can see when USC can get that ball into a bit of a better position, even when the set is still a couple metres off the net, Beck Reeves got a huge amount of the court that she can access. Great little turn down the line.
becoming a bit of a blocking game here, Max.
Now we've seen Sarah Gould not afraid of the block, and she's going to continue to go that way. Of course, as a lefty in position 2, she can access that line a little bit easier than a right-handed hitter. Woodbridge just puts that serve long. 16-11 at USC. And with Beck Reeve to go back as well.
We're looking at this point now, midway through the third set of this grand final. Fatigue will start to set in here, losing a bit of focus. And another service error to back it up.
We've seen the service error numbers drop a little bit, and they're starting to go long and at least make these teams have at least a split second to think about if they need to play it or not.
Great set there. Oh. Well done by Jasmine. She's really been instrumental for that USC side so far, and making some one-point passes into cash.
So USC just confirming who's going back to serve. Shanti Patterson looking to extend this lead. And she does, with a nice little ace there. As they all gather around her in prayer.
Just getting that ball out to Ella. Quick, low. Making it tough, but USC just not reading that well enough. And Ella goes back to serve here.
Great dig. Somehow this rally is still going.
Just long. It's really a huge credit to that South Adelaide experience. You can see they've played with this pace and this power for a long time, making ease out of those big hits from USC.
Potentially a bit of relief on the faces of some of the South Adelaide players there with that hit just going long. Had another point go their way. They've closed the gap now. It's 15-18. So Jack Payne just calling a timeout. Doesn't want this lead to decrease any further.
Ella doing a great job of serving position 5, taking Kaya in the pass, meaning she's not got a lot of time to transition. One option for the setter, making it a very difficult attack against a well-formed block there from South. What would you be bringing into this USC huddle, Max?
I'd be trying to almost, squeeze Kaya as much as possible. So if that ball's going to go to her, it's coming straight at her. Make her job, nice and easy, because South Adelaide are going after her, because as soon as that pass is just that little bit off, she's the only option they have to hit. So make it as easy as possible and give Danusia more of the court. See if she can, bait the South Adelaide servers in, because they've got, two fantastic passes back there in Nush and Beck Reeve. And then a smart play there by Ava Gabora, just with that little tip over the top of the block.
And a great option from USC to switch up the attack on that side. Oh. And unfortunate after they've worked so hard for that ball back. South serve. Vicky Wright here to serve.
And slowly closing this gap. 16-19 now. Couldn't get it done on that first hit there, but Kaya O'Neill finishes it off with the second. Another hit where she's just going off the top through the middle of the block.
USC had some great opportunity there to bring the middle into play out of system. Still out to Kaya. Great serve.
Great quick reaction to keep that ball alive for South Adelaide.
Here we are. Love to see it.
And then Mathilde Verrill just finishing off that point there through the middle of the court. It's 21-16 to USC.
A great option there from Jasmine, the setter. Really crammed over on that left side with Kate and Elkie, and Elkie still manages to find space through the block.
Jessica Smale back to serve. Going to need to string some tough serves together to get this gap back. 17-21. And there's one to start them off.
USC really stacking over to one here. They're going to leave their defense there and say, do it again.
Just a little bit too much mayo on that one. Going out by a couple metres. Would have liked to see that serve go back at Beck Reeves' sideline again. Put her under pressure on the pass. Make it harder for her to transition to hit. But Mathilde back to serve. A great one dropping short. Kept alive by Gould there. Some fantastic efforts in this set. And then ended up, unfortunately, finishing off with a net touch on the South Adelaide side of the net.
The reactions from these girls are incredible. Amazing touches off the block, keeping balls alive and still managing to make an attack off of it as well.
It's 23-18 now to USC. Ooh. Sarah Gould just unleashing a hammer down the line. So hard for a left-handed hitter to do as well. Wait for that ball coming out to the shoulder and then to still have that amount of power.
A great option there for South.
Loving this use of the middle by USC now, both in the transition and off of the direct pass as well. It's 24-19. They have the third set point here. Didn't put too much power on that one. And then finished off by Sarah Gould.
All the confidence there from Sarah Gould. To take that angle so far off the net as well. Have South got it in them for the comeback? 4 points.
Woodbridge back to serve.
And 3 set points for USC.
Great defense in the cross court. Set it all over that one. Free ball into the free ball. USC taking the third set 25-20. Everyone was putting everything they could into that last point. It was going to take an unfortunate touch in the end there to go USC's way, but a great third set there, and getting closer to finishing this off now. That's 2 sets on the trot for USC.
There's a lot of momentum USC's way here. Very smart with the ball, going for it when they've got some space to, but a lot of out of system big hits we've seen.
We were asking to see a little bit more from the USC middles, and they have answered, getting some very crucial points towards the end of that third set as well. It's going to make it tough for South to come back into it now that they have to be a little bit more honest on those middle blockers, which of course is going to give Beck Reeve and also Kai O'Neill a lot more space outside.
I think South have got a lot left to give in this game. They've got a lot of depth in their squad and experience, as I mentioned earlier. They have been in this position before. They've been in grand finals before. I'm really excited to see how the likes of that leadership group, your Sarah Gould, Elke, Chloe, how they use the younger players and those more junior girls to build this team. Like you said before, Max, I'm really excited to see the middles come in a bit more. Make sure we get that split. We try and get those one-on-ones outside. Make the likes of Sarah and Elke coming up against those one-on-one blocks. That's going to be instrumental for them.
Wouldn't be surprised if we see Ella Vorp starting on the court as well. She was a nice little energizer that South needed at the start of that third set. And unfortunately, they had too much to do in the end, so having her on the court to start, is that going to change things up? And are we going to see any more substitutions as well? USC, of course, still haven't really touched their bench at all. We know that there is some pretty good players waiting to get onto the court.
Of course, this is quite an unlikely final as well, Max, that we should touch on. Austral actually went 15-0 in the regular season, to be knocked out with both final losses heading into this grand final.
South Adelaide taking them on as that second place team in the semi-final, which got them the automatic berth straight through to the grand final. And then, as you said, USC took them down. As both teams are now onto the court, with Jack Montgomery just checking the rotations.
I wouldn't mention the curse about now, Max, would I?
No, that would be a horrible thing to say.
An unusual error there from Sarah Gould. This South team really off the block, make a lot of time in their defense. They manage to make it look like there's a lot of time to get the ball out, get into that attacking system.
Matilda Verrill starting off the serve for USC like we saw in that last set, and finds the baseline as well.
Matilda has been a great starting server for this team.
The best start to a set serving-wise we've seen.
a bit of a lift there in the middle. Kate Woodbridge finding the ball.
It's a good spot for the block there, but just not closing out the net enough. Ella's back to serve, going with the top spin. And finds an ace as well.
Looked very good from up here as well. That's a great serve by her. They start very high. There's a lot of top spin to it though. And a very, very strong single block there from Elke Jarvis.
Elke just putting a roof over the top. Nowhere for that ball to go other than straight back down.
There's a line underneath her number there and a good reason for it. Very reliable player for South today. I think everyone got a hit there from USC.
I think then just Woodbridge just getting it a little bit too greedy there, collecting a little bit of net on that block, but it was a great swing either way from USC.
And Jasmine here goes back to serve. Bit of a windmill there from Elke.
Just having to keep that ball alive.
Unfortunate touch there.
Beck Reeve just putting that ball away after a fantastic self-cover by Ava Gaborit. Good reaction.
You've got to give it to Beck there. A step backwards, 2 metres off the net, and still finding the court. That three-point pass from Noosh really brought up that one-on-one outside for Ava. USC are converting all of these free balls, looking very dangerous.
5-3 now. Momentum completely on the way of USC.
South should have finished that point anyhow. This time finishing in a net touch. As Kate Woodbridge for South goes back to serve.
Great swing by Gould there from the back of the shoulder. And then Ava Gaborit says, I can do one better. Great turn down the line. Kill that point off. 6 points to 4. Beck Reeve back to serve. She can really start to string this out potentially for USC.
Lovely set there as well by Jess.
Elke Jarvis just finishing that one off the top of the block there.
Not scared of that well-formed block, Elke.
Sarah Gould back to serve.
That is absolutely the right ball to help Kaya find the floor.
We've seen Kaya O'Neill just time after time keeps attacking that block, going for that seam, and as soon as the block just hasn't quite sealed that net, it's going to come down the front just like that.
A Big change here, Max. We've just seen Dana Taylor come on for South. Bringing Vicky into the middle there. A setting change in the 4th set. A difficult job for Dana.
Sometimes that's all you need as a team, just something just to shake things up a little bit, change the look of what the other team has.
Great find there from Ava. Yeah, completely agree. Look, it's going to change the pace. It's going to change the choices, the options. What USC think they know, they might not know any longer. Lovely self-cover there. And just a little bit of indecision there with South into the net. Ava again here back to serve for USC.
Great swing there by Ella Bohr, just off of the block, using it nicely, collecting the antenna afterwards. Just a nice little settling swing. 7-9. Vicky Wright back to serve.
Two in a row there for Ella. Great options and potentially a great matchup right now as well.
Just that serve going deep, just making Beck Reeves' life just a whole lot of trouble. Forcing the timeout there from Jack Payne. We've got it tied up 9-all. I think the big difference we're seeing from South is, Ella Bork has really lifted, and it's been a great substitution to bring her in. because that now gives, both, when you've got Sarah Gould at the front court, now you've got someone of, Ella's hitting ability up the front when she has to go, when Sarah's going back. So, they don't have that, as much of a deficit anymore.
Ella hitting over Jasmine here is a great matchup for South. I wonder if USC are going to make any changes there.
You can see Beck Reeve just talking to Jasmine there, just telling her that Ella's going to be looking to wipe the hit off her hands there. As Stephen Long just calling Captain Beck Reeve over, potentially just to let him know he wants him on the court a little bit faster.
Meanwhile, Vicky is ready to go. Not an ideal start for USC after that timeout.
Just going after Nuzia Sipper-Bourgeau. So a little bit shorter serve, gets the overpass, and then it dumped away nicely. A few errors creeping into USC's game now. That swing going wide from Kai O'Neill. South have the lead, 11-9. Of course, they need to win this set to force a fifth and deciding set.
Oh, not made easy at all.
In the end, a great ball there by Jasmine, just tipping that ball over and just wiping the block just enough, because you could see Stephen Long calling that touch off the block.
No review system here, Matt. What are your thoughts on that in SABL?
it would be awesome to see, you know, just that net camera and, you know, really stepping up. But it's a fair bit of resources to get going there. So that swing goes long now. And what the lead that South had is now gone back to tied. It's 11 points all.
You felt a bit of confidence there creep in for South. Wondering how they're feeling after those two.
Wouldn't be feeling too great at the moment. That's 3 points on the trot that they've dropped there. USC have that lead back, 12-11. What a dig there. Unfortunately, that swing from Beck Reeve, not able to find any hands on the block and just swinging long. As we see the reverse substitution, Dana Taylor exiting with Jessica Smale coming back on to serve. All tied up.
A little rushed there from USC. They had a couple of options and a great scramble.
Something that you hate to see as a coach is a free ball going over and out of the court. South Adelaide have that lead again, 13-12. Great service pressure by South Adelaide, getting a free ball. Sarah Gould not able to kill it.
A tough ask there from Ava.
Some great aggression by Ella Bullock, but USC are not making it easy for her. Great wall in front of her. Matilde Verrill back to serve now.
Just not strong enough from Kate Woodbridge to get any kind of perch off the block there, making it a difficult cover from Sarah Gould. Great serving here from Matilde.
Such a tough pass as a middle to take that ball when it clips the net like that, and then Sarah Gould putting that ball long, trying to be aggressive, but not able to find the court. It's 15-13 to USC. That's a great swing there by Ella, just down the line, over the top of the defense of Matilde Verrill, just finding a perfect little spot.
She has really gone from strength to strength in this game. And speaking of Max, this is her 8th set today.
Of course, the best on court in the reserve women's grand final as well. So you could say that she was very much warmed up for this game. Great swing there by Elkie Jarvis, just killing and finishing that point off. We're back to 15 all. Seems like either team gets a 2-point lead and then very quickly disappears. That one perhaps just a little bit of the fatigue from playing 8 sets just coming into things. 16-15.
a tad far there. Even Elkie Jarvis can't make that one work.
Set just bouncing off the top of the antenna.
A very opportune lineup here for USC. Sarah Gould is great at those. She really makes those balls at net height work for her and manages to find court.
So tough blocking against her as well, because you don't want to give her that hit, but it's so easy for her to find a lot of the court now. So it's 16-17. Scoreboard on the screen just a little bit behind. Huge swing there by Beck Reeve down the line. Brings up 18-16. And Beck going back to serve.
This is not what you want to see from South Adelaide. Beck going back here.
Great efforts there from USA. Beck going through the signage, the Freemason South Australian Northern Territory sign, and then unfortunately that ball just not able to be controlled enough to keep that alive. USC still with the lead. It's 18-17. Sarah Gould back to serve.
Great pass there from Noosh. And even with that perfect pass, the blockers banked outside and couldn't make enough of it.
Kaya really opened up, as we see quickly a timeout there by South Adelaide. Just wanting to stop this flow of points now for USC. I was going to say, it's something that Kaya O'Neill's really opened up that middle of the court because she's been so aggressive, attacking hard through the middle. Even with potentially a little bit of an early telegraph play there, still no South Adelaide player was able to get a touch on that soft little dink over the block.
Really an analogy for what's happening on court, but we can see that USC line with as much energy as ever.
It was nice to see on the South Adelaide huddle there, Taj Patterson wasn't having to say a whole lot. It was the veterans of the team. They were really leading it, which is good to see. Them, they know the plan, they know what they have to do. And then Kaya O'Neill going back to where one would, the hard, heavy cross-court down the middle.
There's a real whip of that shoulder. Makes it very, very hard for that block to close the seam early enough for her.
And seemingly getting over the top of the block sometimes as well.
An out call, and Chloe Jarvis chooses to take that one.
Shanti with a beautiful ace there. The USC crowd really starting to get loud. They know what's coming. It's 21-17.
That one well and truly out. South really have a chance here to go on a bit of a service run, make men's of those points.
And with Elkie back to serve as well, she could be the one to do it. She gets the overpass.
Well done, Sarah Gould, finding the gap in that block. You notice that USC setup here in serve receive is sitting very short. Elkie's got quite a natural float to her, does drop right at that last second.
Great pass.
Great set, great finish. USC look very comfortable right now.
After that beautiful kill down line, Ava goes back to serve now. It's 22-19, 3 points away from finishing this match off. Two points away with a beautiful ace. That ball wreaking havoc with the amount it's moving, forcing South Adelaide into taking their second time out now.
USC really going from strength to strength now. Consistent serving, great reception on serve, converting every free ball. There's a lot of great connections with the setter as well. Everyone feels ripe and ready to hit.
You can see they're looking loose and relaxed. A couple of them bopping along to the music. All Jack Payne really be doing there is making sure that they're staying calm and keeping that 1 point at a time mentality. Doesn't want any of the players to get too far ahead of themselves.
And it's just a different thought process going on in the South Camp at the moment. My hope is that this experience just takes a nice big breath here and starts to convert some of these big points.
Ava back to serve again.
Good block there.
The roll ball over the net. Some aggressive swings into the block.
South really continuing to play their pace there. You see that swing come over. Elke puts it quick to the setter. Setter putting it quick out to Sarah Gould. Playing with what they know.
They're putting some great pressure on as well. None of the hits from USC were particularly close to the net. There was probably one from Kai O'Neill that had a decent amount of pace on it. Vicky Wright back to serve now. Going for the cut shot.
Sarah Gould unfortunately hitting that one into the net. Bringing up 3 match points here for USC.
And Kaya O'Neill back to serve as well.
The DJ really feeling this moment.
Keeping that ball alive. And the error there from Ella Bork finishes that game off. USC Lions take that fourth set 25-20, and they are the 2024 South Australian Volleyball League Women's Champions, coming back from dropping that first set and then taking the next 3, 25-20, 25-20, 25-20.
After being runners-up last year, it's a fantastic result for the USC club. Great to see the girls get up.
Commiserations go to South Adelaide as well.
South made a huge fight in this final series into the grand final. Certainly deserving to be there, and it was a great game today.
Unfortunately, it goes another year without a premiership for the South Adelaide women, but it's a fantastic job to get themselves into this spot. As we said earlier, they had to take out the 15-0 Austral Phoenix to get here, and then unfortunately just couldn't quite get it done today. But if that's the game that we have to start off these league championship games, we're going to be in for a absolute cracker of one at 6 o'clock for the men's. just over an hour's time. So it gives you enough time to, get some food, have a little refreshment, and thank you. And we will see you again in just over an hour's time.